Hello friends, it's Wendy Rule here, and I'm up on top of my favorite hill just outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I live. I come here many mornings, come and sit on my hill and watch the world wake up. And so I've done this morning, and it's an extra special morning because it is the morning, the first sunrise after the midsummer solstice, which was, the exact moment was 9:32 p.m. last night here in Santa Fe. So this is the first sunrise with the sun at his glorious peak and yet beginning his waning decline. So a wonderful kind of paradox. It's the same with the full moon. When she's at her beautiful peak, she's also beginning her waning journey. So it's the same with the sun. And those of you in the southern hemisphere, of course, it's the opposite. The June solstice is Yule, is midwinter, and the sun actually begins his waxing journey, is reborn. Either way, it's this powerful sense of solar energy, and I wanted to capture this just by hanging out here on top of my hill. And I thought I'd take this opportunity whilst I'm up here and have made the effort to get up nice and bright and early and hike through the pre-dawn soft darkness of the forest. I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a little chat about the upcoming Capricorn full moon. I'll post the exact times in the info below this video. So the Capricorn full moon, of course, it has to be in the sign of Capricorn because at the moment of the solstice, that's when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is 180 degrees opposite around the circle from the sign of Capricorn. The full moon is always in the opposite sign from the sun. So it's a good way to keep track and work out what sign's the full moon in this month and just kind of remind yourself of what sign the sun is in, and then the full moon will always be in the opposite sign. So the full moon after the solstice has to be, the first full moon, has to be in the sign of Capricorn. The opposite will happen in 6 months' time at the December solstice. The sun will move into the sign of Capricorn, and the next full moon after that will be in the sign of Cancer. So it's a beautiful cosmic dance. And this polarity between Cancer and Capricorn is very interesting. There's the sense of the Capricorn giving earthy foundational structure that helps support the fluidity of the watery Cancer energy. So Capricorn is cardinal earth, and all the cardinal signs, one for each of the 4 elements, are going to have a sense of the quality of starting things, of getting things moving. In terms of earth, starting things, Capricorn represents the foundational energies, the structure of earth. So it relates to things like bones and roots and stones and all that stuff that allows us to build, to construct, both literally and symbolically. Capricorn lays the foundation and is strong, is tenacious. That's why I thought this hill was a really great choice to chat about the Capricorn energy, because up here, here I am surrounded by all these rocks and stones, and I'm sitting right here on the living rock, the bones of our mother. And if you think about the quality of water and earth and how they work together, well, earth structure, manifest form, can create a container for water. So that Capricorn energy is creates the structure that allows water to hold its form. So the Cancer energy, the sun being in Cancer, hello sun, is related to the energies of the home. And I often think that the Capricorn energy is like the stuff of the home, the walls, the ceiling, the structure, the foundation, and that the Cancer energy is that nurturing, loving energy that turns that house into a home. Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, and up until a couple of hundred years ago, Saturn Western culture was the known boundary of the solar system. It was considered that was it, that's where the universe kind of ended. And even those beautiful rings that we see around Saturn are a visual reminder of this concept of boundary that Saturn held for so long. It wasn't until the late 1700s, when the planet Uranus was discovered in Western culture, that there was this awakening and awareness of, wow, there's actually something beyond Saturn. And we'll talk about that in our chat about the Aquarius full moon next month, because Uranus rules Aquarius. So Saturn holds that strong energy of boundaries, and this full moon is a really great opportunity for you to strengthen, for us to strengthen our boundaries, the boundaries between self and other, the boundaries of recognizing what our own emotions are and what someone else's emotions are, the strong boundaries that allows us to make our own choices and decisions in life, and then make the practical take the practical actions, which Capricorn helps us with, to build the world that we wish to create. So Capricorn helps us to say no thank you, or yes please. It helps us to define ourselves, and no matter what sign we are, no matter what our birth chart is, that what the sky was doing at the moment of our birth, we can all access this Capricorn energy. We can all access all of the signs, all of the energy, because it's the cosmos and we're part of it. When something comes and highlights one of the signs, like one of the planets is hanging out in it, or like what happens this week when the full moon happens to be in that sign, then it opens up a kind of doorway, in a way, that allows us to access more strongly that particular energy. So this full moon allows us to access the gifts of Capricorn. So Capricorn is, as I said, ruled by the planet Saturn. And in Greek mythology, that planet and the associated god is Kronos. And Kronos is an ancient god, predates the Olympic gods. He's Zeus's father. So Kronos is related to time. That's where we get words like chronological. So here's my life that's really just a blink in the flow of time since the creation of the universe. And so sometimes when I'm caught up connecting with something far, far older than me, finding a fossil and thinking, wow, little creature, you were alive millions of years ago and you were doing your thing. You were doing your best to stay alive, take all the practical actions and all the practical steps that you needed to do to keep alive. And that was millions of years ago, and here's the evidence of you. And it puts things in perspective for me, that maybe I don't need to worry so much about that fleeting thing, because the story of the cosmos, which I'm a part of, which you're part of, and even though our lives are relatively fleeting, they're still potently, powerfully part of this incredible magic. Okay, so Saturn related to time, it's very practical. Saturn will help us to put boundaries around our use of time, to recognize that it's an incredible resource, to not waste it. And that doesn't mean that you always have to be doing in order to be embracing the gifts of time. If you're sitting and meditating or just hanging out or having a lovely time, then that's not wasting time. Wasting time is when you're not fully engaged in the present moment, you know. So, practical boundaries, practical use of time, building things step by step by step by step, and also remembering that Capricorn is also the sea goat, and there's a very light-hearted energy as well to Capricorn, a secret side of Capricorn. I have some wonderful Capricorn friends that are hilarious and fun-loving, and Capricorn is also that frisky goat that can run up the side of a mountain, keep its footing, and is also Pan, the goat god. So Capricorn, I think it's pretty awesome. I think that this is an amazing opportunity for us to build the world that we wish to build by taking sensible, practical steps. And once that's done, having a fun and light-hearted time celebrating the world that we've built. Okay, I'm going to go back down the mountain. See ya.